What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name's Michael Roman, aka Allfires. Now, the fact that a major editorial like Variety last year confirmed that Marvel Studios had even considered replacing Kang with Doctor Doom as the big bad of the Multiverse saga, this in a response to a lack of box office success for Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, only further emboldened those who thought that those rumors about Doom showing up in Wakanda Forever and that mysterious concept art that we still have not confirmed actually came from Marvel Studios must be real. And there are a lot of us who said, regardless of the validity of those rumors, it's probably a good idea anyway, for a lot of reasons we've already talked about, some of which we'll get into during this video. However, we pick up today with the latest industry insider report making its rounds now in the rumor mill that apparently Doctor Doom will have a cameo of sorts in the Fantastic Four. We're going to talk about that report and the cameo details that were included. We're also going to talk about the evidence that this is true. It's been out there for a couple of months with a certain number of casting reports revolving around this role. We're breaking it all down, the latest report that we're finally going to get to see Doctor Doom in the MCU in the upcoming Fantastic Four. But first, if you could grab the subscribe button. We do daily Marvel content at the channel, and that's all we do. Everything from official Easter egg breakdowns, trailers, and reviews, to the occasional industry insider report and everything in between. So if that sort of thing's for you, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below. That will automatically enter you to win our ongoing PS5 giveaway. The next one is right around the corner to coincide with the release of X-Men 97. Again, all you gotta do be a sub, leave a comment. If you want, stick around to the end of the video. We get into all the giveaway stuff again there. Okay, so the latest regarding Doctor Doom that popped up over the weekend, and for now, I would leave this in grain of salt territory, basically as a rumor, nothing confirmed. When I hear it from Daniel RPK or say My Time to Shine Hello, then it'll be a different story. In the meantime, we've heard that Doctor Doom is going to have a cameo in the Fantastic Four, but it'll not be a role in the film. Rather, he'll appear at the end or during a post-credit scene, setting him up for the future of the MCU, something like we expected from Wakanda Forever, but never actually got. Now, even though I said to leave this in grain of salt territory, we actually have evidence that this may be true, and from casting rumors over the last couple of months. First, it was rumored that Mads Mikkelsen was on a short list of actors that Marvel Studios was considering to take up the role of Doctor Doom, even though he had already played Caecilius in the MCU. Then came confirmation by one of the industry insiders I just name dropped in Daniel RPK, probably the guy who's got the most reverence out of all of the scoopers that are out there, saying that Mads Mikkelsen was indeed eyeing return to the MCU and that he had met with Marvel Studios to take up a separate villain role. The obvious proximity of these two reports breaking at the same time, well, we covered it here at the channel at the end of last year. I still remain skeptical on this, and even though it's not mutually exclusive, which I'll explain, I mentioned during the prologue that there are a lot of reasons why Doctor Doom would be a good thing, and it goes way beyond him being the actual villain of Secret Wars and from the publishing. I'm not an old head who's stuck on that who says it needs to be that way, but since they're obviously drawing from the Jonathan Hickman run, and Doctor Doom was such an integral part of that story, the same Doctor Doom that we saw on the cover of the recent Secret Wars comic book in Deadpool and Wolverine, it seems like this would be the best way to answer what just went down with Jonathan Majors and Kang. I know that every industry insider has said it's going to be a recast and a Kang Prime variant, but instead of having that scenario and either casting an actor who doesn't quite live up to Jonathan Majors' portrayal, or just simply having to hear all of the bad buzz that's going to be surrounding people who think you either shouldn't have fired him in the first place, or you should have just hired Jonathan Majors back, do a completely different villain, and basically avoid all of that conversation surrounding your brand. If they weren't going to do Doctor Doom before, but had considered it the way Variety reported, I feel like now is the perfect time to steer into that. And as I just made sure to mention, they're not mutually exclusive. You don't have to have one and then the other. In fact, if you guys know and understand the story from the Jonathan Hickman run of Secret Wars, it's actually Doctor Doom who becomes God Emperor Doom by stealing the power of the Beyonder. And it's that same power that's eventually taken back by Molecule Man and via Reed Richards that helps him rebuild the multiverse. It's the Beyonder's power. He is one of the villains. However, it's Doctor Doom stealing that power to become God Emperor Doom, and that is an awesome way that you could set up Avengers 5 and Avengers 6, something that we know they're working on right now. Make Kang or a Kang Prime variant or the Beyonder the villain in Kang Dynasty, end it that way with Doctor Doom, who's now been introduced during the Fantastic Four, stepping up to steal his power and creating Battleworld. Something else we know now has been indicated from Deadpool and Wolverine. All of the pieces are not only on the chessboard, they are in full play, and if Marvel Studios just makes a couple of moves, then they could have Doctor Doom ready to go by Avengers Secret Wars with no problem. Think about it, with the number of movies in years between now and Avengers 6, and if they were to make a priority to involve Doctor Doom in some of those projects, they could easily get him more dialogue, more impact, more scenes, more screen time than Thanos ever had before Avengers Infinity War. And I honestly believe this has a lot to do with some of the stories we've been reporting that seem like they're completely different stories, but they're not. Something like what we talked about yesterday with Silver Surfer now apparently being cast in the MCU, maybe them pivoting into traditional Nor and Rad Silver Surfer as the Herald of Galactus in Fantastic Four instead of Frankie Ray, a lesser known Herald, doing things that the fans want to see in the story. And so if Marvel Studios truly is doing this from the top down and rearranging their projects to sort of offer the fan service in terms of the characters that they're using and prioritizing characters that are a lot more notable, a lot more popular, well, Doctor Doom is definitely one of them. Kang was never anywhere near the popularity of Doctor Doom, and conversely, Doctor Doom is one of the most popular Marvel characters, not just supervillains, but Marvel characters of all time. So if Marvel's truly trying to focus on the more popular franchises and prioritize the more popular IP, doing Doctor Doom as the villain of Secret Wars would make a lot more sense than Kang, who's now got to be recast anyway. Maybe you guys don't agree, and I am all ears, but if they are casting Doctor Doom in the MCU, number one, do you have a problem with Mads Mikkelsen coming back even though he was already Caecilius? And number two, if it's not Mads, who do you got as Doctor Doom in the MCU? And of course, I'm going to make a thumbnail that includes Henry Cavill, because that's actually who I'd like to see him play. You know, I don't have a problem with him doing Captain Britain if that rumor ends up being true. We're going to do a video on that later and where he's going to show up as Captain Britain. I know that he said that out loud, that that's the character he would like to play, but man, I would love to see him in a Doom role. I'd also like to see Cillian Murphy as well. I think there are a lot of actors out there who would do a good Doom. Who do you have? Quickly, let's get into the giveaway stuff before I let you go. All you got to do, be a subscriber, so hit the subscribe button, then leave a comment down below, and because it's truly random, the more videos you comment on, the better chance you have of winning. All winners will be announced at the end of videos, the same way we're doing here. The best way to keep up with the content has always been to hit the notification bell with all notifications turned on, and as always, if you liked today's video, I'd appreciate it if you'd hit the like button. Please remember to stay safe and vigilant on any YouTube channel that's doing giveaways like mine. Remember that they will only ever announce the winner live with their voice, never in the comments, that anybody can steal a content creator's photograph, claim to be that content creator, so please never give out your information on a third-party app like Telegram or WhatsApp. And if you should ever get a comment claiming to be that person, try to remember that they're never going to charge you for shipping. No content creator will ever charge you for shipping for a prize you win, I absolutely promise. That being said, if you get one of those comments on YouTube or any other platform, just report the comments to the respective platform, because while I promise you, you can go ahead and tell the content creator they're definitely trying to delete them as fast as they can, the platform can actually do it way faster, and you're doing everybody at the community a service. And I only just keep saying this because two of my friends' channels are still dealing with this after I haven't dealt with it for a year, and I think it's at least worth noting if it saves just one person a headache. My name is Michael Roman. Find me on Instagram and Twitter at IamFires. You can also find me on Spotify, YouTube, Amazon, Apple, iTunes, wherever you listen to original music under the name All Fires. And while I sincerely appreciate you checking my music out, thanks for checking this channel out. Stick around. We'll be posting again real soon.